Hi everybody, it's Nick from Match Property. So at the moment we're speaking to a lot of people and there's a lot of concern with regards to what's happening in the marketplace at the moment. It's been quite a tumultuous couple of weeks since the mini budget, and things are still sort of unraveling as we speak today. So we wanted to get some content out there to really give our point of view as to where we think the market in North Devon is going, particularly at the higher end, so sort of £500,000 value and above, into what's considered the sort of prime or premium market at sort of 1 million plus, and make sure that people's fears were allayed a little bit, understanding that there are solutions. It's not quite as bad as the media might be making it seem at the moment, and that there are lots of solutions and strategies out there for people to continue if they need to make selling or moving plans part of their sort of situation for the next 3 to 6 months coming into the winter period. So I think the big takeaway at the moment is that yes, things are changing. I think there has to be an acknowledgement that things have changed, that things are going to continue to change to a certain extent. It's quite important to understand, and I was in the industry for the last recession and remember the recession of the late 1980s, early 1990s quite well as well, because my parents were in property as well at the same time. That there are differences to the last two sort of big crashes, if you like, and that we're not certainly expecting there to be a crash in line with what has happened before in 1988-89 and in 2007-2008. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details on that, so if I have written a piece on that, so I will drop a link or send that out to everybody that's on our sort of mailing list at the moment in the next few days, which just outlines some of the differences in terms of the factors that play in the economy, in the circumstances, in the greater scheme of things at the moment, in terms of people's positions, the number of borrowers and interest rate levels. There's lots and lots of factors that mean that we're certainly going to see a changed market. We're certainly going to see a change in house prices as a result, because affordability is going to be affected. But remember that, at the moment there's about 52% of homeowners don't have a mortgage. So there's a huge proportion of the market that isn't going to be affected by increased cost of borrowing and increased interest levels. So it's really important to understand that, and to understand some of the background information and not be too scared and panicked about what's going on. So the first thing we would say to people is that there's lots of solutions out there as well, and that you should get some really good advice. So at the moment, I would say if you have a financial advisor, particularly an independent financial advisor, and you're concerned with your mortgage and your financial situation, is to book an appointment with them and have a good review with them. Understand your position, understand your options. For people that are currently on fixed rate mortgages, who are perhaps looking to come off those in the next 3 to 6 months, it's obviously going to be a concern if you think your rates are going to jump quite significantly up. There are ways around that, depending on your circumstances. So you can look at extending the term of your loan, for example, as one option. But we would always advise you to get qualified advice from a financial advisor with regards to that. But that's just one idea, one concept that's out there that people are taking advantage of if it suits their circumstances at the moment. I think, and we'll be adding more information in the newsletter and everything that we send out. And you can request one in the comments below, or get in touch, just send us a message via social media. The other factor that we wanted to really just touch upon is for those people who are selling or thinking of selling because they have a need to sell or move at the moment, is to really understand that the last couple of years we've seen a market that has been very dominant on the sales side. It's been very easy for properties to sell, relatively speaking, and to be honest, any agent out there could have sold a property in the last 2 years, regardless of whether they were technically a good agent or not, regardless of whether they were really trying very hard or not. It was quite easy to sell property the last couple of years. Now that is going to change. The worth of your agent and the choice that you make in terms of the selection of the agent that you use is going to be really, really important, and become probably one of the dominant factors that will determine your success in terms of selling. Not just about getting the best price and having the best experience, but just selling in a difficult market when demand drops and supply increases, which may happen. We don't know yet. So I think the quality of your estate agent and the choice that you make of your estate agent when you come to make that decision is really important. It's very important the marketing plan that your agent has, and it's not enough to just come out, take photos, take details and stick it, on the internet. That isn't going to cut it in the current marketplace. There has to be a much more thought out, strategic plan starting from the very earliest stages of the process right through to the end stages of the process. We've identified that there are 7 threats to selling as you go through the process, and we've got an information article and a piece that we can send out to people that we posted fairly recently actually, and if anybody wants a copy, just get in touch, where we explain that it's setting up and future-proofing your sale from the very first moment, from the point of the types of agents that you have out to the pricing that you opt for, all of your marketing assets and the way that those are employed to get the best possible results, the strategy you use for viewings, for vetting potential buyers, and right through to your solicitors, the way you take offers. Every part of that process needs to be very carefully thought out and managed and planned by your agent, and they need to have that planning and be able to communicate that plan to you from the outset. So if you're calling out agents and they're not able to do that, and they're just saying, oh well, we've sold loads of houses, that isn't going to cut it in the next 2 years. So it's really important that you dig a little deeper. Again, we've got a blog article on our blog, which again has some guidance and questions in regards to how to choose and select the best estate agent for your property and your circumstances. The other thing to note is that there are a lot of options with regards to selling. So you will have more than one route to sell, and that's quite important to understand for those people who aren't in a rush to sell. They have a different choice to those that are in more of an urgent need to sell and sell quickly, whether that be for financial reasons or whether that be for job moves, school relocations, anything like that, or downsizing. So there's different routes to selling. You can sell off market, you can look at auction sales, and there's a couple of different options within the auction sales side of things as well, because you have a conditional auction scenario these days, as well as the traditional auction scenario. There's the normal private treaty sale method. There are specialists buying companies that will buy your property very quickly and give you a guaranteed price and a guaranteed timescale. So if you're in trouble financially and you do need to get out, and that's an option that is right for you, there are options there, and we work with partners across all of those different options and deal with that directly in hand and in-house as well. It is really important that you get the right advice though. So I think the overriding thing really is do your research, speak to your financial advisor about your financial position at the moment. Really question your estate agents if you're thinking of selling, or if you're on the market at the moment, go back to your estate agent and ask them what the plan is, what's the new strategy, and have those conversations now. And if you're not happy with their service or what have you, it isn't an issue to change agent and go to somebody else who does have a plan, who does have a strategy for you. So it's really important that you do those things and really educate yourself and understand there's lots of options out there for you in terms of selling. There's solutions out there for you across the board, and not to get too panicked. So if you do have any specific questions about your own circumstances, you want to know how this all has affected you personally, we'd be happy to help. Just give us a call, we'll have an initial chat, and if you want to take it any further than that in terms of us giving you more detailed advice, we can arrange that. I think just the most important thing is just get that advice in the first place. So have a look at the articles. I'll put some links in and around this video, and really educate yourself on the issues there. If you have any questions around those, come back to us. As I say, we're always happy to help.